Hello and welcome to Monk's first annual Best of MMA DFS Award Show 2022 edition, all UFC edition, guys. We've done every one of the weight classes so far on the Monkmatician channel. Now it's time for the entire UFC to get their awards. So we'll be giving out 9 awards. Best of all UFC, not just one division. So there's been tons of guys that have made an impact this year. Let's see. 37 times someone has made the optimal lineup, 2 or more times. So there are some very interesting awards to be given out. We've got guys like the champ Alex Volkanovski, Aljamain Sterling, guys like Yeltsin Almeida, who did not make any of the best ofs in the weight classes because they only fought once at light heavyweight, once at heavyweight, and once at catchweight. So 3 fights, but only 1 at a specific weight class. Sergey Pavlovich running over heavyweights. We've got Makayev running over flyweights. Islam Makhachev. Guys are going crazy this year. So let's get right into it. First of all, hit the like on this video. Subscribe to the Monkmatician channel if you like what you see. We're coming at you hard this year, beginning of 2023, with some new stats, a new layout, everything you need to dominate your DFS and your DFS tournaments and get those lineups set properly. So guys, I'm recording this on New Year's Eve, so happy New Year. Hope you've had a fantastic holiday. Be safe out there. It is amateur night, as my dad used to say, so get all your shopping done now and get your ass back to the house and just hang out there for the night. So don't want to be driving around on New Year's Eve. Let's get right into it, guys. Best of MMA DFS 2022 all UFC edition. I've got 9 awards: most active fighter, most wins, most raw DraftKings points per minute, most bonus points per fight, most DraftKings points, least DraftKings points, best scoring percentage, top 10 scores, and the best overall DraftKings fighter in all of the UFC for 2022, guys. Let's get right into it. We've had 608 fighters fight in 2022, 511 fights, and 252 times someone has made the optimal lineup. So let's get into some of these numbers, guys. Most active fighter in all of 2022 is one guy, Andre Fiallo. We had about 4 guys, I think, fought 4 times. Only one guy made it to 5 times, and that was Mr. Andre Fiallo. Now, more does not always equate to better. He did finish the year 2-3, so maybe he should slow it down by a fight or 2 and really kind of focus up, because 2-3 is not going to get it done. You got paid 5 times, but only got that win bonus twice. So either way, Andre Fiallo, most active fighter of 2022. Who had the most wins, guys? I tell you what, it's not one person, it's not 2 people. It is a 17-way tie for first place. Carlos Ulberg, Yeltsin Almeida, Sergey Pavlovich, Roman Dolidze, Brendan Allen, Alex Pereira, Kyle Bahayo, Saeed Nurmagomedov, Jonathan Pierce, Damon Jackson, Paddy Pimblett, Jack Della Maddalena, Vanessa Demopoulos, Mohamed Makayev, Jonathan Martinez, Matteo Batista, and Drew Dober. I think I got all those right. All tied for the most wins. They all had 3 wins this year. So congratulations to all 17. Nobody got 4, but 17 people had 3. So let's keep it moving. Most raw DraftKings points per minute in 2022, guys. We give you 10 fighters in this list for this all UFC list instead of just 5. So here we go. Number 10. And I should mention, you have to have 2 fight minimum to make these awards. 2 fight minimum. Raw DraftKings points per minute is just the points you scored per minute with bonus points stripped out. It is more of an offensive pace number. So number 10, Nikita Krylov, scored 7.46 raw DraftKings points per minute. Number 9, Alonzo Menifield, just above that at 7.47 per minute. Number 8, the crazy, hard-hitting, exciting Terrence McKinney, 7.78 points per minute. Number 7, one of 2 Sergeys that dominated the heavyweight division this year, Sergey Spivak, a.k.a. Nosferatu. Shout out Uncle Weezy. 8.14 points per minute. Number 6, the man with 3 names, Benoit Saint-Denis. 8.53 raw DraftKings points per minute. Number 5, Jack Della Maddalena, who dominated the welterweight division this year. 9.02 points per minute. We're getting crazy high in these numbers now. Number 4 is the other Sergey that dominated the heavyweight division, Sergey Pavlovich. Almost 11, 10.99 raw DraftKings points per minute. Number 3, Cody Stamann, somehow making this list. Fought twice, lost once, but the other, his lone win was to Eddie Wineland. So that's what happens when you fight Eddie Wineland. You score tons of points. In fact, 12.90 per minute to be exact. Good for third on the year. Number 2, Matt Frivola at an astounding 14.41 points per minute, guys. A lot of that had to do with the Genaro Valdez win, in which he knocked him down no less than 14 times before he got that stoppage. He also won, I believe, in the first round again to lock in this extremely high offensive pace, 14.41 points per minute. Good enough for second for Matt Frivola. Who would have more than 14.41? I could give you the rest of this list, guys, and you would never get it. Honestly, you would never get it. Number 1, most raw DraftKings points per minute in all of the UFC 2022. Steve Garcia. I told you you would never have gotten it. 16.94 points per minute. I believe he lost one of his 2 fights, but the one he won was against Chase Hooper, and he demolished Chase Hooper. I mean, absolutely smushed him in like a minute or so, giving him an extremely high raw DraftKings points per minute offensive pace. 16.94. Steve Garcia, the most raw DraftKings points per minute in all of the UFC in 2022. Congratulations. Let's keep it moving. Most bonus points per fight on average. DraftKings awards you bonus points for how early you win your fight, and we are averaging that per fight here. Have to have at least 2 fights minimum in 2022 to be eligible for this award. Number 4, and we only did top 5, I guess, because there were so many names. Tied for 4, we have an 8-way tie. Matt Frivola, Guido Canetti, Jeremiah Wells, Ryan Spann, Jack Della Maddalena, Yelton Almeida, Alonzo Menafield, and Tyson Pedro, all tied at 90 bonus points per fight, guys. That's an average of a first round finish win in each fight. 90 points per minute. My God, who could even be higher than that? Well, at least a couple, because Curtis Blades and Jalen Turner, a heavyweight fighter and a lightweight fighter, both tied at 92.50 points per fight. That means they got, at least in one of their fights, they got a quick win bonus in which you get 115, or you get 115 points for that. So on average, 92.5 for Blades and Turner. That's a ridiculous number. Who's possibly higher than that? Well, it's one of Curtis Blades' colleagues over there at heavyweight, Sergey Pavlovich, guys. He went 3-0 this year. 106.67 average bonus points per fight. I believe he got 2 quick win bonuses and 1 first-round finish, giving him a 106.67 average. My God, no one's even close to that. It's 14 points higher than second place, and it's a ridiculous number. It's like the kid in your math class who got all the questions right plus the bonus questions, and he got like 113% or 115%. That's what we're looking at here with Sergey Pavlovich. 106.67 bonus points per fight, the most out of any UFC fighter in 2022, and it was not close. Guys, let's keep it moving. Most DraftKings points total for the year, most points scored out of all 608 fighters. Number 10 is your new middleweight champ, Alex Pereira, 289.13, the only man on this list, or the only person, I should say, with points below 300. Number 9, my guy, Dolidze, Roman Dolidze, 307.84, a dark horse coming out of nowhere this year and doing the damn thing. Scored the 9th most points out of any fighter in the UFC, 307.84. Number 8, RDA. Who doesn't love RDA? It's great to see him on this list. 317.73 points. This was another guy who didn't make any of the list because he fought at catchweight once or twice, I believe once against Moicano. So he didn't make any of like the lightweight lists, stuff like that, or welterweight, whatever he was fighting at this year. But he is on the best of. Number 8, 317.73 DraftKings points this year. Number 7, a guy that I love watching, especially this year in 2022. Excited to see what 2023 brings for him. Mario Batista, 326.82. It's a me, Mario Batista. Number 7, most DraftKings points, 326.82. Watch out, Chris Pratt. That was a goddamn good Mario impression, and I'm coming for your job. Number 6, Jacob Malkoun had a phenomenal year. He even lost a fight, guys. He lost a fight and scored 328.09 DraftKings points this year. That is phenomenal. Lost a fight, still the 6th best number of the year. Number 5, JSP Jonathan Pierce, 345.28 points. These numbers are getting crazy now. 345.28. He fought 3 times and scored a tremendous amount of points. That's an average of like 115 right there. 345.28. Number 4, like I said, the guy that dominated the welterweight awards, Jack Della Maddalena, 350.34 points. What a fun name to say. What a fun fighter to watch. And what a crazy amount of points he put up in 2022. 350.34. Number 3, someone, like I said, we didn't get to talk about at all. One of my favorite fighters of 2022. Him and Shavkat both are guys that I'm absolutely looking forward to what they can do in 2023. Yelton Almeida fought in 3 different weight classes: catchweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight. Dominated every fight. Scored 352.93. That is an insane amount of points for a guy that no one had really ever heard of before this year. So, I mean, watch out to any division he chooses to be a part of. Watch out. Number 2. Number 2. We have the guy that dominated the flyweight awards this year, Muhammad Mokaev. He's like 21, 22 years old. 367.59. He dominated all 3 of his fights, guys. It was insane to watch. He dominated at least one of them. I mean, scoring-wise, he dominated. He made the optimal lineup 3 times this year. Was one of 2 guys to do it. The other one was named Yelton Almeida. Muhammad Mokaev making the optimal 3 times, scoring 367.59. What is that, like 322 points? 322 and a half points per fight, or 122, I mean. A ridiculous number from Muhammad Mokaev. Who could score more than that? At number 1 is going to be Sergey Pavlovich, the heavyweight banger. 384.49 in 3 fights, guys. In 3 fights, 384. That's like 128 points, something like that. I don't even know the math off the top of my head, but it's 127, 128 points. Finished off the year scoring 144 in a fight in which he KO'd Tai Tuivasa and made it look easy. Like, who makes that look easy? It's like KOing Mark Hunt and making it look easy. Sergey Pavlovich, a heavyweight fighter to watch for in 2023. Dominated 2022. Scored almost 400 freaking points. My God. Least DraftKings points against. If you're against brevity, it's the fewest DraftKings points allowed. That is this category. The fewest DraftKings points allowed all year. The opposite of the category we just did. Number 10, the guy that just took home the most DraftKings points crown, Sergey Pavlovich, scored 384 this year, allowed 9. Yeah, 9.2 points is what he allowed. Number 9, Matt Frivola, allowing 8.44 points all year. Number 8, the other Sergey at heavyweight, Nosferatu, 7.89 is what he allowed all year, guys. All year. In 2 fights. Someone who did have 3 fights, Carlos Ulberg, allowed only 7.86 points in 3 fights. He allowed 7.86 points. Number 6, Curtis Blades, allowed 6.4 DraftKings points all year. Number 5, my guy at bantamweight, Guido Canetti, 5.2 points is what he allowed all year. Number 4, Alonzo Menafield had a remarkable 2022, allowing just 4.8 points. Number 3, Yelton Almeida, 3 fights. He allowed 4.5 points. Not even. 4.4 points in 3 freaking fights, guys. 3 fights, 4 points. Number 2, he only fought twice, but allowed 2.4 points. Tyson Pedro, 2.4 points is all he allowed. Who can allow less than that? Well, I'll tell you who. Number 1, overall, fewest DraftKings points allowed, Jeremiah Wells. Didn't even allow 2 points, guys. He fought twice this year. Allowed 1.69 points in 2022. 1.69 points in 2022. Fantastic from Jeremiah Wells. Best scoring percentage. If I score 83 points and you score 17 in our fight, I have scored 83% of the DraftKings points in my fights. That's how this award works. Best scoring percentage 2022. Number 10, Matt Frivola, put up 96.89% of all points scored in his fights this year. Number 9, Nosferatu, 96.93%. Number 8, Nosferatu's heavyweight colleague, I should say, Curtis Blades, 97.02%. Number 7, light heavyweight Carlos Ulberg scored 97.28% of all points scored in his fights. Number 6, Guido Canetti scoring 97.46% of all points. Number 5, Sergey Pavlovich, 97.66% of all points scored in his fights came from him. Number 4, Alonzo Menefield, 97.92%. Number 3, Yelton Almeida is in every single one of these awards. My goodness, towards the top. He scored 98.77% of all points scored in Yelton Almeida fights. 98.77. Coming in just above that is Tyson Pedro at 98.88%. And number 1, overall best scoring percentage. I bet if you thought about it after that last award, you could guess. It is Jeremiah Wells, who allowed 1.69 points all year. That equates to him scoring 99.21% of all points in his fights. Jeremiah Wells, my goodness. Well, one fight was against Blood Diamond, so that explains that. I forget his other fight, but yeah, 99.21% of all points scored in Wells fights came from the man himself. He is him. Wells is him. Him is Wells. Best scoring percentage of 2022. Guys, we're into one of the most exciting categories, in my opinion. Just a couple left here. Top 20 scores. But first, I did allude to the fact that there were 17 fighters that had a 100% optimal rate. That means if you just plug and played these 17 fighters, they went on the optimal, no doubt. There were 608 fighters all year, like I said. 17 of them were a guarantee to make the optimal, and I'm going to give them to you right now. Number 17, the only woman to make the list, the only female to make this list, and all of these, until I say otherwise, all of these fighters fought twice and made the optimal twice, okay? 100% optimal rate. The only female on the list, Priscilla Cachoeira, number 17. Number 16, Ryan Spann did the damn thing this year. Number 15, Andre Petrosky, still going hard, making optimal lineups. Number 14, Guido Canetti. 13, newcomer flyweight Tatsuro Taira. This guy is a beast. Watch out for him in 2023. He made the optimal twice in 2 fights. Bilal Muhammad is on this list twice in 2 fights. Jalen Turner, smashing people. My guy, one of my most exciting people that I'm looking forward to seeing in 2023. Shavkat Rakhmonov fought twice, made the optimal lineup twice. Hopefully they can get him a fighter, a replacement, because Jeff Neal dropped out on short notice. But who's going to fight Shavkat on short notice? No one in their right mind. No one. Also on this list, the champ at lightweight, and probably going to be the champ for quite a while, Islam Makhachev. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez on this list. The champ at bantamweight, Aljamain Sterling on this list. Benoit Saint-Denis, the champ at featherweight on this list. Alexander Volkanovski. So bantamweight, featherweight, lightweight, all had fantastic years, fighting twice, making the optimal lineup twice. Champs, I should say, of those weight classes. Nosferatu is on this list. Sergey Spivak. Matt Frivola is on this list, getting the job done. Fought twice, made the optimal twice. There's 2 people left. That was 15 fighters. 2 people left. They fought 3 times and made the optimal all 3 times, guys. One, the flyweight GOAT of 2022, it seems, Muhammad Mokaev, fought 3 times optimal. The other one, Yelton Almeida, guys, fought 3 times optimal, once at catchweight, once at light heavyweight, once at heavyweight, optimal every time. He smashed it this year, and I have a feeling we're going to be talking about him again very soon. But I wanted to mention those 100% optimal rates because we're not doing that category in this video. 17 of them were guaranteed optimal spots, guys. Fantastic. Let's keep it moving. Top 20 scores, aka the top 20 best individual DraftKings performances of 2022. Number 20, Jacob Malkoun beat Nick Maximov. I believe this was a unanimous decision. Let me check. Yes, 15-minute decision. 131.11 is what Malkoun scored. I should say, out of these 20 fights, 2 of them were female fights. Only 5 of them ended by way of decision. 15 of them ended inside the distance, not one submission, not one. They were all KO TKOs, not one submission on this list. That's kind of crazy. Number 19, Ronnie Lawrence over Mana Martinez scored 131.47 in a 15-minute unanimous decision win. That's 2-year decisions out of 5 off the board. Number 18, Steve Garcia over Chase Hooper. Remember him? He scored almost 17 points a minute this year. 132.51 in his KO TKO, a minute and a half over Chase Hooper. Number 17, the champ at strawweight, Zhang Weili over Joanna Jędrzejczyk, spinning back elbow, 132.67 when she ended that fight halfway through the second round. Number 16, the champ at featherweight, Alex Volkanovski over the Korean Zombie. What a beatdown this was. Chan Sung Jung. Volk scored 133.16 before the fight was finally stopped early into the fourth round. First minute into the fourth round. Whoops. Number 15, Victor Altamirano over Daniel Da Silva. He put a beat down on him. Highest score of the featherweight division this year, 133.85. And he KO TKO'd Da Silva in the fourth minute, looks like. Number 14, Drakkar Klose over Brandon Jenkins. The human highlight reel. Yeah, you made the highlight reel all right. Just not how you thought you would. 134.05 is what Klose scored on him when he KO TKO'd him in the first minute of the second round. Number 13, Phil Hawes over Deron Winn. Talk about a beatdown. This was an absolute mismatch, guys. 135.21 is what Hawes scored when he KO TKO'd Deron Winn just before the second round ended. Number 12, Benoit Saint-Denis over Gabriel Miranda, scored 135.51 KO TKO first minute of the second round. Number 11, Nosferatu Sergey Spivak over Augusto Sakai, scored 135.71 when he KO TKO'd Sakai in the 8th minute, just before the 9th minute was about to start. Number 10, we are halfway through. 10th best individual DraftKings performance is going to go to Cody Stamann over Eddie Wineland. Again, guys, good things happen when you fight Eddie Wineland. Scored 137.01, KO TKO'd him in just under 1 minute. Got that quick win bonus as well. Number 9, RoboCop. Obama. Gregory Obama Rodriguez over Julian Marquez. 141.36 is what RoboCop scored on Marquez. KO TKO'd him in the fourth minute, I should say. Looked absolutely phenomenal. Number 8, Chase Hooper on the right side of this list this time over Felipe Colares. Outscored the damage that had been done to him by Steve Garcia. 142.72. He KO'd him in the 13 minutes. At the 13-minute mark, KO'd Felipe Colares. 142.72. Number 7, Sergey Pavlovich, coming in, what was it, just a couple of weeks ago against Tai Tuivasa. Well, he put up the highest score in the entire heavyweight division, I think. 144.47. My goodness. KO TKO'd him in just under a minute. 144.47. That was a brutal fight to watch. Number 6, Jonathan Pierce, JSP, over Makwan Amirkhani, who had an up and down year. 145.38 is what JSP scored when he KO TKO'd Makwan in the 9th minute. Where's my arrow? There it is. Number 5, the bantamweight champ Aljamain Sterling going against the one-shouldered TJ Dillashaw. Put up the highest score at bantamweight, 151.78. KO TKO'd TJ Dillashaw at 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes. 151. Amazing score, 0.78. Number 4, Amanda Nunes, the queen, gets her belt back. The lioness, I should say, gets her belt back. Rematch against Juliana Pena. She drowned her. 153.47. This was another unanimous decision win. In fact, the first since we read off Ronnie Lawrence at number 19. All the rest have been KO TKOs. This is our first 25-minute decision on this list. Nunes over Pena. She scored 153.47. Number 3, everybody's favorite, RDA. Rafael dos Anjos against Renato Money Moicano. Short notice this was for Moicano. 154.66. I believe RDA was like 7,200 that week. Just an absolute smash spot. 154.66. Unanimous decision, 25-minute win. Number 2, guys, we haven't talked about him at all in any video except for this score right here. Colby Covington over Jorge Masvidal, 156-62. Our fifth and final decision of this list. Unanimous decision, 25 minutes. Colby smashed Jorge, 156.62. Those were the top 20. Oh, we got one left in the top 20 individual DraftKings performances, guys. Who's scoring better than 156.62? Well, we already mentioned him, I believe. He's been in a couple of this list. It's going to be our guy, our New York guy, Matt Frivola over Genaro Valdez. He knocked him down at least 4, 5, 6 times before the ref, who is that? I can't, Beltran, thank you. Kept wanting to say Murgliata, but before Beltran finally had enough, Matt Frivola racked up 158.21, the best score overall of the entire year in all of the UFC 2022. Doesn't matter how many fights you had or didn't have, 158.21, the highest score there is. Congratulations, Matt Frivola. That was quite a list, honestly. That was quite a fucking list of guys and girls that have made the top 20 scores. Like I said, 5 decisions, 15 KO TKO victories, no submission wins, and only 2 of them were quick win bonuses. Sergey Pavlovich over Tuivasa was a quick win bonus under a minute, and Cody Stamann over Eddie Wineland was a quick win bonus in under a minute. Everyone else was longer than that, so that is kind of impressive, guys. It doesn't, you don't always have to look for the quick win bonus, it turns out. You kind of want a little extra time to score some points there, to get some ground and pound, like like whoever on this list I was trying to look for. Matt Frivola, there we go. So anyways, guys, hit the like on this video, hit the sub on this channel. This is the last award that we're doing in this video for the All-UFC Awards 2022, the first annual Best of MMA DFS. We have finally come to it, the best overall fighter in 2022. A lot of things go into this. How many times you made the optimal, how many times you won fights, how many points you scored, what was your ratio, your points to your opponent's points, how many bonus points did you score, blah, blah, blah. A lot goes into this, guys. There were 2 guys. It came down to 2 gentlemen for this award. I ended up going with the one that I thought had a better year. We'll just say that. And if I could find him on this list, I would be more than happy. I'm on the wrong list to talk about them. Here we go. Guys, my best overall fighter for UFC in 2022 is going to be Yailton Almeida. This guy had a phenomenal year. This award came down to Almeida and Muhammad Mokaev. They were the only fighters to fight 3 times in 2022, win 3 times, and make the optimal lineup all 3 times. Only 2 fighters out of 608. Only 2 fighters did that, and I think Almeida had the better numbers here, guys. As I said, he was 3-0, 3 times optimal, averaged 117.64 DraftKings points per win, 6.92 raw DraftKings points per minute, scored a total of 352.93 points in 2022. His DraftKings ratio, guys, check this, 80.21 to 1. He outscored his opponents 80 to 1 this year. That is one of the best numbers overall out of any fighter. 80 to 1. Yes, he had an expensive salary, $94.33 average salary. He was worth every penny of that salary, as it didn't stop him from making the optimal lineup in all 3 fights. First round finishes 3 times for an average of 90 bonus points per fight. Scored 98.77. It's pretty much 99% of all DraftKings points scored in his fights. Guys, Yailton Almeida, he got a win at catchweight. He got a win at light heavyweight. He got a win at heavyweight. No one will fight this guy. What an incredible year for Yailton Almeida. Muhammad Mokaev was 2nd place. He scored more points than Almeida this year, but the ratio killed it, and the bonus points killed it, and the raw DraftKings points per minute killed it for Almeida. He was also, they were basically the same salary as well. So, and he did it in 3 different weight classes, guys. I got to give it to my guy, Yailton Almeida. Best DFS fighter of 2022. 2021, it was the King Casey O'Neill. 2022 is Yailton Almeida. We will see who gets it in 2023, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this series. If you haven't seen any of the weight class category videos, sorry, go and watch those. This is the final video of the year for me for 2022. I just want to say it's been a fantastic, phenomenal year. I started my content creation in 2021, I believe, but 2022 has been so much fun. I've been doing more work with more people than I ever have before, and it is really paying off, guys. It just makes me happy to do. Even if no one watches these videos, it makes me happy just to do it, to talk about MMA, to talk about DFS with you guys. It's my passion. It's what I love to do, and I really appreciate those of you that are here for it. If you did like this video, hit the like, hit the sub, and share it with a friend as well. You can share it with a friend that plays in the same contest as you. This is not DFS advice. This is just a recap. So go ahead and share this with everyone. And for the last time in 2022, guys, I want all of you to enjoy the fights. So enjoy, and we will see you in 2023. Thank you so much.